We want to talk about what's happening in the current market. So, as of October 2021, the Grand Rapids Association of Realtors provides their monthly statistics. And some of the things that we saw or that we're seeing in 2021 is that new listing inventory, the number of units available, has actually gone down about 6.1% over the previous year. We are seeing more new construction happening now, so we expect that that trend will not continue in the future, but we'll talk a little bit more about that. Also, this year to date, closed unit sales is up very slightly, 0.9%. So we closed more units this year than last year at this time. And then in terms of sales volume, this is the exciting thing, especially for home sellers. The sales volume year over year is up 16.5% over last year. We saw 2.4 billion closed in 2021 as opposed to 2.1 in 2020. And then the average sale price, which is also kind of a driver of that large increase, is that our home prices have gone up from an average of 262 last year to about 301 this year. So that's a 14.9% increase. That's a huge reason for the volume increase. So home prices, as I mentioned, 2021, the increase was record setting. Nationally, we saw, depending on which source you pay attention to, averages around 15 to 18% increases between September of last year and this year. And in 2022, we expect, unfortunately, that those significant record setting gains won't really continue into 2022, but you should expect real estate to continue to appreciate the way that it always has, and it should slow to around 5% in 2022. I get questions from people about home prices, or people who say, think they're going to wait for things to cool down or to, prices to fall. Is that a realistic expectation in your experience?
Well, this is where the goals of the client come into play. Now, if they're looking to wait, it's typically something that's behind the curtain, explaining their reasoning, such as they can't really afford the homes that are in the market at that point in time. It's not really realistic to expect home prices to significantly drop. If that was the case, then we'd be going into another mortgage crash, which things like Dodd-Frank Act have stopped such things from happening. So it's not too realistic to think that home prices will drop significantly, unless there was some kind of market anomaly that would cause that to happen.
Right. So you brought up the 2008 crash, and you mentioned Dodd-Frank. That's one of the things that I would say is that gives us a little more confidence than back then, because in terms of mortgage lending, things were a lot less restrictive than they are currently. So
100%.
yeah, so we just don't expect that a crash like that will happen again, at least in the near future.
Right. The most I would expect is that there might be a slight drop in home prices to make it more affordable, but it's not going to be something where you're going to see hundreds of foreclosures going down the street.
Please reach out directly to Roosevelt. His information is here on the screen. Again, our consultations are no charge. We're just here to help to build legacies of wealth in our communities. So Roosevelt Tillman from Ruoff Mortgage, I thank you. And then I included my card there. So there is my phone number. Again, Tanya Powell May with the Legacy Homes GR team at Keller Williams North. And we thank you for taking the time to watch our video and to spend some time with us today.
Thank you again, Tanya, for having me on. Thank you, Legacy Homes team. And again, if you guys have questions about mortgage and real estate, reach out to either of us. We'd be happy to help. Thank you again for taking the time to watch.